Hi everyone, my name is Rosalind and I wanted to talk about my top 10 favorite small details from the free part of the Animal Crossing 2.0 update. Coming in at number 10 is that the villagers can be slightly offbeat in the group exercises. I find this so cute and such a wonderful callback to the GameCube version of these exercises. So if you look, Bonbon's just a tiny bit off. Sorry, Bonbon, not trying to call you out, but it's so cute. I'm also curious if the motions that we do with our Joy-Cons will match the motion of our character on screen. Maybe we can be offbeat too. It should be interesting to see how that turns out. For number 9, what I wanted to talk about is how the Lloid on Harv's Island matches Harv's aesthetic perfectly. So if you look at Harv's studio, you see this beautiful rainbow wind chime, and if you look at Harv's head, he has this red headband with brown hair. And then if you look at the Lloid on Harv's Island, you see that it also has this red headband with brown hat to match the brown hair on Harv's head. And then if you look at the pinwheel is rainbow colored to match the wind chime on Harv Studio. I find these details super cute, and I love that they thought about these aesthetics so much. For number 8, it looks like Red will have his raffle box with him on Harv's Island. I'm so excited for this, specifically because I love the summer festivals so much, and I love the cute little items that I can raffle and try to get through this little box, and so I'm very excited to see it back. I think they are also offered at Nook's Cranny kind of randomly, as in like the items that are in there kind of fluctuate and are random, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same as having this box. So I'm very excited to see it, and I'm also really happy that Nintendo is thinking about these quality of life things. So one of the things I simply have to mention is Kapp'n, and coming in at number 7 is Kapp'n's boat redesign. Honestly, a lot of things have changed about the inside of Kapp'n's boat, but what I wanted to talk the most about was his flag. So it looks like this time around, the flag is this little red triangle. It's super cute, but it has this sun and this little island, and I think it represents what Kapp'n's purpose is in this game. Basically, from what we can take from the direct, we know that Kapp'n is going to bring us to these little islands that have different seasons, different temperatures, different times of day. So I think the little island on his flag represents the little islands that we are going to, and the little sun, or whatever it is, represents the different times of day. Basically, I think this is the case because from what I can tell from the flag from New Leaf, the little flag was a turtle to represent Tortimer's island, but since now the flag has changed and Tortimer is no longer on these islands, I think that's what the design came from, and I'm really happy that Nintendo thought to include these small details.
You can even enjoy them from this gorgeous sounding music box, a newly added furniture item.
So, why did the music box make my top 6? Great question. I love the sound design of Animal Crossing so much. I feel like the sound adds such a strong sense of atmosphere and realism while still being this really cheery, cartoonish game. One of the things that I love the most is how when you run on different surfaces, it sounds different. Example here. And to get back to what we were talking about, I love that different radios have different sounds, just very distinct sounds. It's kind of hard to tell for some of the radios, some of them sound very similar, but I wanted to include a little clip of just what I mean. So this is Agent KK being played by 2 different radios. So hopefully from that you were able to tell a little bit about what I mean with sound design and how different radios have different sounds and different like moods and emotions can kind of be tied with them. So I'm really excited to see how this music box will add more atmosphere to our islands and our designs. And of course, it wouldn't truly be the free part of the Animal Crossing update if I did not mention Brewster somewhere. So, coming in at number 5 is just these little small details in the roost. Specifically, the wall photos hanging in the roost and the cups that we get to drink out of in the roost. The first thing you see on the top left is KK Slider, of course. He is performing in the roost just like he did in Wild World, and I loved that they had a little photo of this. And then on the top right, you see the roost design from New Leaf. It is so cute and just so lovely that they include these things, these memories from previous games. And then, of course, there is a little selfie with Brewster and Blathers, just like BFFs. We love it. And of course, here are the cups! They are so, so cute, and I love that instead of the plain cups like in all the previous games, it looks like there's this cute logo of Brewster, and so I'm just so, so excited that they made these little design changes to make it different from previous games, but still very, very nostalgic. Number 4 on my list is that these ladders seem to come in different options. So of course there's this one that you can DIY yourself that comes in different colors, but then there's this one which just seems completely different from the previous ones we just saw. So I'm just really excited to see what all the different options are and which ones would fit my island best. Number 3 is that it looks like we can just buy some of these new food items in the infinite furniture spot in Nook's Cranny. I am so, so excited about it. So far, we have seen sushi and we've seen this lovely fruity drink, and I'm so, so excited to be able to just purchase them and not have to worry about cooking them all the time. I know I get notoriously lazy about crafting, so I'm super excited that they added this functionality. Next, coming in at number 2 is the fact that these little plants that we're going to get, these new crops, are going to have the same growth pattern as pumpkins. The reason I think this is true is because it looks like the pumpkins also have 1, 2, and 3 as the possible number of produce that can be on them, and that totally matches what was in the direct as well for the other fruits and vegetables. And coming in at number 1 is the fact that we can cook savory and sweet foods. So as you can see in that little DIY list, you can see a little section that looks like a cake that looks like it's for sweets, and I love sweets. And also just throughout the direct, we've seen so many amazing food items and just so many cool features, like being able to store them in its own little section in your storage, and also being able to eat one piece of food and gain multiple energy at once. I'm very curious if the amount of ingredients we use will equal the amount of energy we get out. I don't know. It should be interesting to find out. Anyway, those were my top 10 favorite small details from this part of the Nintendo Direct. A few honorable mentions include, of course, Froggy Chair. How could I forget Froggy Chair? And also the fact that there's a tiny puff animation after you water a gyroid, and of course, the plumeria bushes. I'm so excited to be able to use these on my island, but go ahead and tell me in the comments, what are your favorite small details from the Nintendo Direct? Let me know, and what are you most excited for? I know I'm very, very excited, and so I can't wait to start decorating and doing all kinds of fun stuff. Also, if you'd like to follow me on my other social media, they are all linked below in the description. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit more Animal Crossing content and a lot of other variety of games. Should be a ton of fun. Goodbye!